Whoa, this isn't a fishing video. This is Bridget Jones, isn't it? Oh, the drama. God blimey. Come on, enough of this tomfoolery. Let's get on with it.
It's been a while since we laid down to reflect upon it all. It's been a while since we stumbled out, since you dragged me out from the dark. Even now, when time has passed, I owe you all, 'cause I cannot bring myself to try. And even now, when we are old, stay in my heart, 'cause I wanna know how to move on.
Oh yeah, this is much more like it. Much more carpy, you know, moody anglers and drone shots and all that kind of stuff. I've been looking forward to this one for quite a while now. So welcome to adventure number 8 on Ashbury Fisheries in Hatfield Peverel in Essex. It's 10 a.m. on a Friday morning and there's a lot of excited anglers about. There's a really nice bunch of guys here this weekend and I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. And lo and behold, I've come out first in the draw, so I'm going for peg 1. Fix! Now before we go into more detail about where I'm going to be fishing, let's have a little look around the lake. There are 2 lakes on the complex. There's the top lake and this one here, which we're fishing, is called the Mere. It used to be called Cleverly Mere before Ash, Rob and Derek took over, and boy have they done a good job. It's a 9-acre tree-lined lake with 18 swims and up to 10 anglers at a time. There's also a big head of carp in here, all English hard-fighting fish. The carp that put this mere onto the map was the late Hendricks, who died last year, but there's plenty more to fill his shoes. Now, one of the great things about this swim is that it's only walking distance to the van, which is very, very handy. Right, that's everything out the van, everything's ready. Let's check out and see what we've got out in front of us. So this is me and peg 1. There's quite a lot of open water for me to fish here, and there's nobody in front of me. The water drops from 3 foot all the way down to 16 foot. And I have seen a few fish topping over the deeper parts of the lake. So that's where I'm going to start my campaign. 10 reps out to the deeper part of the lake. It's a starting point and I need to get in tune with the water before I can really fix on a plan. Now, when we arrived here, the wind was actually blowing into this bay, but all of a sudden it's turned and there's a southerly, and I'm hoping that the fish don't follow it. Let's be positive about this. We've got plenty of time, we've got a few options. Let's see how the session goes. Being a media person, I've always got a camera to hand, which is truly lucky here because my next door neighbour has had a monster. It's one of the true originals from the lake, And let's face it, it could be the only one you see this weekend. Oi, only joking. Now, I know we all like to catch a fish, but that moment is so quick, it's over in the blink of an eye. Whereas when you're witnessing other people catch, well, you just seem to have more time to absorb what's going on, see the connectivity between the angler and the fish itself. Oh, it's just a privilege. This is James, and this is the awesome swirly tail at £35.10. What a stunning fish. Man. Right then, so whilst we're waiting, well, you might as well put the kettle on or something. What do you think? Cool, blimey. Grumpy. I'm telling you now, if you don't take your mind off of those rods, you'll go mad. You know, just take your mind off it. Just do something else. Make a cup of tea or something. God, there's really no helping some people. Yay! I'm spitting feathers here. Bloody hell. Ah, there's nothing better than a good cup of hot, strong coffee. You know, really strong. Give you that extra perk. That lift you. Hello, who's this? Yes, hello, my name's George, and I'll do anything for biscuits. This is Ash's dog, George, and he's very cute. Did somebody just say biscuits? I don't think so, George. Okay. No, never mind. I'll be off then. George, come on, where are you? I'm definitely not farting on your pillow, I promise. Biscuits? Where does that time go? Day one is nearly done and we're creeping into darkness. The traps are set and I can't really do much else but wait. God, I really hope the carp gods are smiling down on me. One fish, that's all I ask. Nada. Nothing has changed. I heard quite a few fish and a few line bites, but no takers. We've had some rain this morning, but it's dispersing now. Now, with time to reflect, don't necessarily think that I did anything wrong, but maybe I need a second opinion on this. So I'm going to go and have a chat with Ash, the lake owner, and see if he can offer me any tips. It's always a good time to listen to these guys. They pretty much live and breathe this lake, so why wouldn't you?
So give us a little bit of a background about the lake itself then.
So on the complex itself, we've got 2 lakes.
Yeah.
First of all, you've got the mere, and that's 9 acres with a stock of, so far we're up to 70 different fish that have either been caught or accounted for. And then we've got the top lake, which is 6 acres, and again we've got 70 different fish so far. The mere itself has around 20 different 30s in it at the moment.
Yeah.
And also we've learnt over the last few months, it looks like we've got a very similar stock in the top lake, which is amazing. And both lakes have between 8 and 9 fish over 35 pounds.
Wow, that's amazing.
The mere is, well, we definitely got one 40 pound common, not cash, that should be if it got caught today.
Yeah,
Hey, Si?
hopefully.
Then it could come out 41 to 43 pounds, something like that. There's a fish called Little Joe that hasn't been caught since the spring. That was 39.10. And then there's half a dozen commons to back that up that are pushing towards the upper 30s, which you were lucky enough to see one of them at 35.10.
Gorgeous
when you
fish.
turned up.
Gorgeous fish, wasn't
So, yeah, a fish known as swirly, absolutely beautiful fish. Yeah, one I'd dearly like to catch one day.
it? Awesome. What about the history of the fish? Because there's obviously Hendricks.
Yes, Hendricks, bless him. Well, we took over a year ago,
Yeah.
and he's obviously the jewel in the crown at the time.
Yeah.
And he was an old fish, used to get caught a lot,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And the start of this year, I was like, I really wanted to get some spawn from him.
Yeah.
Now, we're saying we believe it's a male. Anyway, I was fortunate to be here one day when they started spawning. We've gone out in the boat and I've seen Hendricks actually swimming around, getting involved with the other fish. So I took spawn from there and they went into a stock pond. They've all hatched and now we've got his babies swimming around
Wow.
in the stock pond, which we're actually about to drain down today and see what we've got.
Okay.
But unfortunately, Hendricks did pass away about
Yes.
6 weeks after spawning.
Yeah.
But we've got the heritage to move on.
Definitely.
We've got the legacy of Hendricks still to, hopefully in 2 to 3 years' time,
Yeah.
we'll be putting those fish back into the mere.
Yeah. So how many anglers can you have here at the same time?
At the moment, well, you can have up to 10,
Yeah.
but we advise 8. 8 is a nice number
Yeah.
to fish the mere.
Yeah.
On the top lake, 6 anglers is what we sort of advise as a max, but 4 to 5 is even nicer because you've got a lot more room. So since we took over, obviously it was a syndicate previously.
Yeah.
We have had to make a massive investment into the lease and the fisheries themselves, the lakes themselves, to bring them back to somewhere where we were happy for them to be,
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, we've come in, new ideas, etc. So we're now running the lakes as part exclusive, part syndicate.
Right.
By that I mean the syndicate version. So the syndicate are guaranteed 1 weekend every month
Yeah.
on each lake
Yeah.
and 1 midweek session.
Right.
We set up the exclusive side of things like centre parks.
Yeah.
So you can book centre parks Monday to Friday,
Yeah.
Friday to Monday, and
Yeah.
that's all I followed here.
Okay.
So
That's
you,
cool.
you book a long weekend, you only have to take maybe a day off work if you're booking bank holiday times a year.
Yes.
So you take your Friday off work and you get your Monday off work anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's only costing you 1 day of holiday.
Yeah.
So that was my sort of thinking behind bringing the exclusive side to it,
Yeah.
rather than a full week, because the full week is a long time to commit to. 3 days, 3 nights is nice. And
Definitely. So going back to the lake, so sort of average depths.
basically, the end where we are now is what you would call the deep end.
Right.
And then it shallows up the second half of the lake up to sort of 7-8 foot, but this end is anywhere from 16-18 foot
Right.
out in the main bowl.
Yeah.
So it does have a lot of water, and traditionally this end where you are fishing at the moment is the autumn area
Yes.
coming into winter.
Yes. Come on.
So,
Awesome. So it's my first time here.
yeah.
Give me some little hints and tips of what you think I should do in my approach.
That's a great question, Si, because it's obviously over the course of the summer and the autumn I've seen people turn up. I'm here to meet everyone as they arrive.
Yes. Yeah.
Sort all the equipment out and give them the rules and advice.
Yeah.
walk
Because
them around.
you supply the equipment actually.
Yeah, we supply all the nets
and landing
slings.
mats. Yeah.
But when people start fishing, the the piece of advice I've given every group for the last few weeks is, the moment you get here, don't make a lot of disturbance.
Yeah.
Look in your swim, and sometimes you'll see them bubbling and stuff.
Yeah.
And an angler only last week literally turned up, dropped a rig straight on top of some bubblers, and had a 25 pounder within an hour of being in.
Wow.
But then they know you're there.
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah.
the worst thing you can do is turn up, put your marker float out,
Yeah.
and kill your swim. Yes, may have 3 or 4 days ahead of you, but just spend a little bit of time to watch where the fish are, because these fish are line shine.
Right.
And they know when 8 anglers turn up on here now.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
during the week they don't get a lot of pressure because the syndicate are generally on.
Yeah.
So there might be 2, 3, 4 anglers on during the week.
Yeah.
So they've got a lot of room to move around in, they're acting naturally, and then 8 anglers descend on the lake
Yeah,
and
yeah.
bombard it with marker floats and
Yeah,
3
yeah.
ounce leads and what, you know, like, and before you know it, they've just gone, oh, the
Yeah.
moment that first lead hits the water, they know what's going
Yeah.
on.
So keep it stealthy.
Keep it stealthy to start with,
Yeah.
see what's going on in your swim,
Right.
and then build from there, basically.
Right. Okay. So from a future point of view, this place is obviously growing very quickly. It's changing. So
Obviously, yeah, being our first year, changing things the way we have done to the
Yeah.
exclusive bookings, we didn't quite know how far it would go, but because of the type of year we've had,
yes.
it's sort of fallen into our hands with COVID because of not being able to go to France, etc. So where groups of anglers were booked to go to France,
Yeah.
they've then booked to come here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
and it's worked really well, and they've come here and they've loved it, and they're all rebooking.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think next year should be really good, and plus we'll be in our second year. All the work we've done this year will
Yeah.
stand us in good stead for next year. The fish
Yeah.
that we've stocked, because we've done a small stocking on the mere with fish for the future.
Yeah.
So obviously every year they'll get 2, 3, 4, 5 pound bigger.
Yeah.
But they've all been handpicked.
Yes. Yeah. Amazing.
Like, we went to VS Fisheries and they kindly let us go down there, and I kind of, for about 4 hours,
Yeah.
sifted through every fish they had and took the very best ones, which Viv was pleased about. But then, I mean, I was fortunate enough to get some of Mike Wilmot's babies as well, his iconic carp, and,
Yes.
and they've doubled in size.
Yeah.
And like, they're going to be massive in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're lovely looking fish, and again we went down there and handpicked them, and so that's been like a real special part of the journey. Added to that, we're taking the spawn from the lakes this year.
Yeah.
In 3 years' time, hopefully we'll have little babies, little baby Hendricks. Imagine little baby Hendricks.
That'd be
swimming around
amazing,
in
wouldn't
it.
it?
So
Wow.
Yeah, the future's bright.
Yeah.
We're looking after it the best we can and managing it, and
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to next year. It'll only get stronger, can't it?
Yeah. 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 So bookings wise, if you want to come and fish here, just contact yourself.
Pretty much, yeah. So we're only on Instagram at the moment.
Yeah.
We haven't even got a website at the moment. We haven't gone on Facebook. I've
It's
tried
coming
to keep
soon.
it really simple. Yeah, website will be coming soon.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been saying that for a year. But literally, this place just takes up so much time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're on Instagram.
Yeah.
So at Ashbury Fisheries, and
Yeah.
literally, if you're interested in making a booking, just send me a direct message.
Yeah.
Or WhatsApp me.
Yeah.
My number's on Instagram, and then I'll send you all the information through, and then if whatever dates are available, we'll try and book you in.
Cool. Brilliant.
I'll put all the contact details in the description below, but it's definitely worth booking on here. It's an absolute stunning lake. After giving me some great pointers, Ash invites me down to the stock pond to see the next generation of carp. It's a big project this, and a huge learning curve for all 3 owners of the lake, but they seem to have turned their hand to it very well. Now, I've known Ash for a while now, and he's definitely got the eye for this kind of thing. He's very particular in the type of fish he wants, and he's got plenty of choice here, that's for sure. I love the way that the whole family get involved as well. Not only is Ash breeding the next generation of carp, but obviously the next generation of carp anglers as well. Wow, it's such an incredible thing, seeing these fish at such early stages. Imagine this guy in 10 years' time. Wow, what a prize. There's a huge selection of mirrors and commons, leathers and even glass carp, which I've never seen before. And obviously, if you think you're going to be in this game and not get your hands dirty, well, you better think again. Wow, what a great afternoon. And a big thank you to Ash and family for allowing us to be there. Right, I need to get back to the swim and get my head back in the game. It's time for Operation Black and White. Let's get this into action. Not really the black and white I was thinking of. So, I've got 3 rods at the ready, I've got 3 rigs that I'm confident with, and a hook bait that even I wouldn't say no to. My freebies consist of pellet, corn, whole boilies and crushed up boilie, along with ground bait and some floating particle just to keep them in that column. I've also got liquid to bind it all together. Now that is a tasty mix. But today I'm not going to be delivering this with a spod. I want to keep it as stealthy as possible. So I'm bringing out one of these. I know a lot of anglers frown upon the use of bait boats, but following the advice from Ash about keeping it stealthy, well, this seems like the ideal opportunity to use this thing. I've got the sonar to see what I'm fishing over, and the engines on this are really, really quiet. And of course, 10 wraps is nothing. I could easily cast that, and I could spod the granny out of it too, but that would definitely ring alarm bells. And these fish are very nervous about leads hitting water, as you heard from Ash. Now, I know there's no guarantees about using this method, but at least you have a peace of mind that you know you're fishing effectively, or effectively enough anyway. Operation Focus is now in progress. Initialize Operation Fingers Crossed. With peace of mind, there's good feed in the lake. We settle down and we put some good feed in our stomachs. And hopefully, it'll be a busy night. I wake to a dawn chorus and pink skies. It's exceedingly early, but it's the best time of the day. And even though I've not heard or seen anything throughout the night, I feel quite content, really. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm here to do the same thing as everybody else. But, hey, a blank is a blank. It's not the end of the world. If we caught every time, it would be called catching, right? I've still got a little bit of time, but from where I'm standing, I can see nothing. Maybe if I get a bit higher and get a better vantage point, that might help. Now, this is where normally the casualty music starts, as I twist and turn down the face of this tree and land on my arse. But lucky enough, I've got a good firm footing, so that won't happen. There's no shadows here, no nothing. I can't see a carp anywhere. They're definitely gone down the other end of the lake. I need to get out of this tree like the true gymnast I am. Oosh. And get on. Thank you. The wind has definitely pushed the fish down the west end point of the lake. And as if on cue, Rob has had a fish. Another beautiful mere resident on the mat. Now obviously that's a great fish, but check out that smile on Rob's face. Now that's priceless. And so as Rob releases the best from the west, I pull out the beast from the east. That sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? This is my big wildlife lens, and any opportunity, I'll always bring it out to play. There's nothing better in this world than to be outdoors amongst nature.
Come down to Ashbury Fisheries in Hatfield Peverel this weekend. Very, very thankful to Ash for inviting us down. There's a fair few anglers on. It's an absolutely stunning lake, beautiful, and obviously with the autumn colours, well, what more could you ask for really, apart from the fish, of course. Now we've kind of approached this as you would normally, you've never been to a lake before, you have a look around. We actually drew first peg, and which we had an idea of where we'd like to go, and the wind was actually coming into this bay where we are, but it's actually turned as well. So on the first night we had lots of fish boshing around, and it was, you know, it felt like it was on the cards. But then I think the wind changed and it's gone down the other end of the lake. And there's been a couple of fish out. When we arrived, one beautiful, stunning big common came out, a swirly tail I think it was called. And so yeah, that was amazing to see and to film. We then set ourselves up. I'm using the boat this week. I've borrowed a boat so that I can be a bit more stealthy. You know, I'm only fishing at sort of 10, 12 wraps, nothing major, easy to cast to, but I just want to be a bit stealthy about things, very quiet, and I want that knowledge and confidence that you're baiting on that spot. I haven't used a huge amount of bait, bit of crushed up boardie, bit of pellet, and some ground bait as well. And yeah, I haven't gone too mad with that. I've changed the rods every sort of 12 hours. I've kept them in the water. The water's fairly cold at the moment, even though the outside's quite nice. The evenings have been a little bit chilly, but you know, there's just been no action up here. And even though I've been watching the bubbles all along the margins here today, and you know, even now there's a fish moving probably about 6 rod lengths out, which I've kind of got a roaming rod that I'm kind of giving it a go. But tactics wise, I'm using spinners. I'm, you know, putting a bit of foam just to keep it above. There's no weed here really, very just low lying weed. So it's a very simple way of fishing. It's just, they're not here at the moment. Well, if they are here, they're just not taking my bait, but fingers crossed, we've still got a chance. I'll tell you, one of the great things about this venue is the locations, the actual swims themselves. Now we're in Peg 1, and as you'll probably see from the drone footage, there is so much space here. It's unbelievable. You know, we have got 3 swims in Peg 1, and we're the only ones occupying this. And I've got so much water to go at. It's just, you know, it's very luxurious. But at the same time, you know, I'm kind of thinking, well, I've concentrated all my rod work in that sort of back bay to my right hand side, and I have been kind of switching and walking and having a look around. Obviously, you know, I can't cross over, you know, other anglers' waters. Got to be quite fair with this, but at the same time, I do have a bit of scope. I can move a little bit, but yeah. But it's a fantastic, you know. In the swim itself, you've got a shelter. And we've got, you know, I think you can have a log burner here as well. And it's just, you know, from a social point of view, not that we're actually doing a lot of socialising at the moment with COVID, but it is a fantastic swim. And I think there's a few swims on this lake which are kind of made for kind of that social element. But there are some very kind of, you know, personal ones as well, where it's just very, you know, you get your swim and your space and that is it. But this is definitely a party point. So yeah, it's awesome. Bird life here, it's an amazing place. You know, there's lots and lots of woodpeckers about, green and greater spotted, lots of gulls and a few, not nuisance birds, I don't call birds nuisance birds, but a few coots, there's a couple of swans that have come on. No geese, which is a good thing, but yeah, black caps and long-tailed tits, very friendly robins, and you know, great tits and blue tits and all sorts of lovely things like that. And a big buzzard. It's in a beautiful big buzzard here, very pale in its plumage. So yeah, I mean, I could sort of wander this lake and just my lens and just shoot here. You know, don't forget about the fishing, but I could definitely do a day's filming here just on my own, really.
Now, I'm sure you've realised by now that this is a blank, and between you and me, I'm fine. You know, I've got no problem with that. Everybody blanks, I'm fine. Emotionally, I'm fine. Don't worry.
No, it's not enough that I can make you laugh. Why try to borrow even more time you never have? It's too late, too late, too late, too late.
Okay, thanks, George.
Oh, baby, don't cry. Don't cry. 'Cause there's always tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, if I could fly, ooh, I would be with you every second of my life. Sometimes it's just another day to get through, but it's not easy when you're blind from the truth. Oh, darling, let me be your mountain, 'cause I see it as my goal. Wanna be with you every second I got. Don't cry.
Thank you for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe, like and share and do all those wonderful things that you do, and I'll see you on the next video.